Hello everyone, how are you? Hope all of you are well and safe at home. This class is for HSC students and today we'll start a new topic. Changing sentences. Suppose first look at the sentence, I love flowers. We can change it in two ways. Without changing the meaning, with changing the meaning. Without changing the meaning is called transformation. With changing the meaning is called conversion. So let's change the sentence I love flowers in transformation. I do not hate flowers. So the meaning of the sentence remains same. I do not hate flowers. I love flowers. Meaning is same. In conversion, it is I do not love flowers. So the meaning is totally changed here. So let's discuss on transformation, that is for your syllabus in HSC level. Transformation can be done four ways. The first one is according to the functional types of the sentences. So according to the function, the sentences are 5 types. The first one is assertive or declarative sentence, and it is 2 types. One is affirmative and there is negative. Number 2 is interrogative. Number 3 is imperative. Number 4 is optative. Number 5 is exclamatory. Now come to the second part, structure. According to the structure, the sentences are 3 types. Number 1 simple. Number 2 complex. Number 3 compound. Now come to the 4, voice. According to voice, the sentences are 2 types. Number 1 active. Number 2 passive. And the 4th one is degree. It depends on the adjective of the sentence. It is 3 types. Number 1 positive. Number 2 comparative. Number 3 superlative. Today we will start assertive or declarative sentence. Declarative sentences, also called assertive sentences, give information. They may state a fact or an opinion. Declarative sentences end with periods. So look at the underlined words, that is a fact or opinion. It is normal statement. For example, I like riding my bicycle around the park. My essay is better than yours. These are declarative sentences. Declarative sentences can be positive or negative. For example, the sun is shining, positive. It is not raining, negative. The second type is interrogative. Interrogative sentences ask a question. Interrogative sentences end with question marks. In English, interrogative questions often begin with interrogative words like who, when, where, why, what, and how. For example, why are you late? What time is it? Interrogative sentences without question words are generally formed by moving the helping verb before the subject. For example, do you have any more cough drops? Now come imperative sentence. Imperative sentences give a command, a request, advice, a suggestion, a warning, or a wish. They can be followed by a period, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. For example, be quiet, command. Please have a seat, a request. Watch out, a command. Enjoy yourselves, a wish. The simple subject of an imperative sentence is usually the understood you. For example, turn to page 37. So it seems the subject is here you. You turn to page 37. Optative. Optative sentences are sentences that express a hope, wish, keen desire, or a prayer. For example, I wish I were a princess. May God bless you. Long live the queen. And the last one is exclamatory. Exclamatory sentences exclaim or show great emotion. Exclamatory sentences end with exclamation marks. For example, wow, that magic trick was amazing. Exclamatory sentences can begin with question words. What wonderful weather we are having today. How lovely to see you. Now we'll start transformation in changing sentences. Affirmative, negative. Now look at the arrows. The arrows are going to opposite direction. That means the rules are applicable in vice versa. That is affirmative to negative and negative to affirmative. The same rules we have. Rules. Number 1, to convert affirmative to negative, we have to use in negative no or not, then negative word. For example, the parks are crowded. Look at the underlined word crowded. If you make it negative, the parks are not empty. So, not and plus negative word. So, the negative word of crowd is empty. So, that's why we are using empty here. In the same way, if you have negative sentence, he is not an attentive student. If we make it affirmative, he is an attentive student. So the same rules vice versa. So in negative sentence, you have is not and then inattentive. If you want to make affirmative, just remove the no or not and use the opposite word. Okay, in attentive, the opposite word is attentive. Rule number 2. If you have only or alone in affirmative, in negative, none but for person, nothing but for object, not or no more than for number. For example, only brave person can do it. In negative, none but a brave person can do it. Look at the underlined words only and none but. Only rose is suitable for this decoration. Negative, nothing but rose is suitable for this decoration. Again, for only, rose is an object, that's why nothing but. Number 3, human beings need only 2 to 3 liters water per day. In negative, human beings need not more than 2 to 3 liters water per day. So only in here used for number, that's why not more than. Number 3, in affirmative, if you have both ... and, in negative, you can use not only ... but also. Now, if you remember our previous classes, that is completing sentence, I told you all the grammatical items are interrelated and I gave the structure there. The same is here. In transformation, affirmative, we have both ... and, in negative, not only but also. For example, books give us both knowledge and power. In negative, books give us not only knowledge but also power. Number 4, in affirmative, if you have 2 ... you can use negative so ... that ... then can or could plus not. So it is also you found in the completing sentence, the same rules will be here. For example, he was too tired to walk. In negative, he was so tired that he could not work. So look at the underlined words 2 ... and then in negative, so ... in ... there is tired adjective, that, then subject he, and could not work. Number 5, in affirmative, if you have everybody, in negative, you can write down there is nobody but or nobody plus negative word. For example, everybody wants friends. Look at the underlined word, everybody. In negative, you can write down there is nobody but wants friends, or you can write down nobody wants enemy. Enemy is the negative word of friends. Number 6, if in affirmative you have almost, in negative, you can write down there is hardly plus ... plus who plus ... For example, almost everyone enjoy tea. In negative, there is hardly anyone who does not enjoy tea. Number 7, in affirmative, always, if you have always, in negative, you can write never plus negative word. For example, they always be remembered by their countrymen. In negative, they will never be forgotten by their countrymen. So for always, you will remove always and use never. And forgotten is the negative word of remembered. Number 8, In affirmative, if you have as soon as. In negative, you can write down no sooner had than. So this rule you will also find in completing sentence. For example, as soon as the thief saw the police, he ran away. In negative, no sooner had the thief seen the police than ran away. Number 9. In affirmative, if you have as as, you can write down negative not less or more than. You can find it in degree also. For example, Jim and Della were as wise as the Magi. In negative, Jim and Della were not less wise than the Magi. Number 10. Affirmative, you have many. In negative, you can write down not a few. For example, there are many students in the class. In negative, there are not a few students in the class. Number 11. If affirmative you have sometimes, you can write down in the negative not always. For example, I sometimes visit my grandfather's house. In negative, I do not always visit my grandfather's house. So remove sometimes, use not always. Number 12. In affirmative, if you have a few. In negative, you can write down not many. For example, I have a few friends. Negative, I have not many friends. So a few is removed by not many. Number 13. Affirmative, if you have a little. In negative, you can write down not much. For example, Rumpa had a little water to clean it. In negative, Rumpa had not much water to clean it. Number 14. In affirmative, if you have much, you can write down in negative not a little. For example, he has much money. In negative, you can write down he has not a little money. So remove much and use not a little. Today, up to this, hope all of you can understand. Still, if you have any problem, you can do comment in the comment section. Thank you everyone.